What is good, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the WeSportin podcast. And today I'm here with Dylan, and me and Dylan are going to be tackling almost not every single position, but we're going to be tackling every position that we believe it has a lot of players with a lot of promise, and we're going to sit here and we're just going to discuss them all with you. So, yeah, and well, in the NFL draft as well is where I'm referring to. So today we're going to be reviewing the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. Now, we all know the quarterback, the first round quarterback draft is actually going to be very highly looked at, but we're going to be looking more in depth into it. I know Dylan's done a lot of research, and he actually has a video on chasing rings. If you want to go check Dylan out on his own podcast, Chasing Rings, I'll leave it in the description below. But without further ado, let's get it started today. So today we're going to start with number 5. Now, here at 5, I feel like it's quite obvious for me personally. I don't know about Dylan. But number 5, I have Mac Jones at number 5 coming in as well. I believe, Dylan, you have the same one. Yeah, so Mac Jones, widely known to be a great quarterback, but with good weapons, you assume to be a good quarterback coming out of college when you have Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. I think Mac Jones he is a very serviceable quarterback. I don't think he's a top quarterback in the draft. He would be probably my NFL comparison for me personally for him would be Kirk Cousins, maybe of a little a little worse than a Kirk Cousins, But that's my number 5, of course, Mac Jones. So Dylan, who do you have Mac Jones at number 5? Whatever you want to say about Mac Jones, go for it.
Yeah, Mac's 5. He shouldn't go 3rd. That needs to stop. If you watch him, he doesn't really pop off the screen, in my opinion, as some crazy talented quarterback. You can keep comparing him to Tom Brady, not you, but people do. I imagine you've heard the Tom Brady comparisons as well. And really all you're doing is saying he's a lengthy white guy who can't move out of the pocket. I'm not a huge Mac fan. I know a huge Mac fan, but I just don't see why some people are so high on Mac.
Yeah, I believe what you're saying is very true, but when you have players like Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith and a bunch of great weapons to your distribution, I would assume that you do very well in college. But we also haven't seen a lot of Nick Saban, Alabama quarterbacks really pan out in the NFL. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa is still up there, in regards of if he can perform or not. But Mac Jones, just to me, does not look like your quality quarterback. But a lot of people see something. I guess a lot of teams see something that we don't. So number 4, we're gonna be moving on. Number 4, mine's gonna be Trey Lance.
Yeah,
Trey Lance at 4. I like Trey Lance a lot. I feel like Trey Lance is a very, is a good quarterback. Obviously, he played one game last year at not at BYU, at North Dakota State. He had one really one game, right? I believe he did play one game, correct, Dylan? And he's a good quarterback. Obviously, he has not been playing like we see like Zach Wilson, like we see just in a lot of other people that have performed in the college football world. In North Dakota State in 2019, he had 2,700 yards, 28 TDs, and no interceptions. I think that's really, really well. His pass percentage was a 66.9%. My NFL comparison to him, though, I really don't have a solid NFL comparison to him. I will say, though, in his last year at North Dakota State, he had 14 rushing TDs. I would say maybe he kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Lamar, a little bit maybe of a Lamar Jackson, maybe a little bit of, like I said, of worse than a Lamar. His mobility is very well. His passing is really accurate. He has zero touch. He has 0 interceptions in his 2019 year, where he actually did play a full 16-game season. So yeah, Dylan, who do you have for?
Yeah, our list may actually be the exact same. I have Lance at 4 as well. Not a huge Lance fan. I think he's kind of overrated in this draft. If when people are taking him top 10, I don't really feel like he can in the NFL. I think he's going to have the same trouble Lamar had in his first couple years, or even first year and a half. He's going to have trouble moving the ball down the field efficiently with his arm. I just don't feel like he's a precise enough passer to get the ball effectively downfield with his arm every drive. Luckily, he has legs, and he can actually get out of the pocket, unlike Mac Jones. So, and he probably has a better arm than Mac Jones as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna bash on Mac Jones some more.
Yeah, no, like I said, like Dylan said it all. Trey Lance, kind of overrated, but is he at least more trustworthy than Mac Jones when it comes to the more of the football aspect? Yes. Now number 3, I'm actually gonna have Dylan go first on number 3 because I think this is where we might disagree. We might disagree on 2 and 3, but I'll let Dylan go first at 3.
Number 3, I have Zach Wilson out of BYU.
Mm.
That,
I have Zach Wilson as well. Never mind, then
yeah.
we're gonna probably be the same. Yeah, I'll go first on Wilson. Dylan can agree to disagree. Zach Wilson to me is a great quarterback, but he hasn't proven much because he's in what conference that he's in. He only played one ranked team in Coastal. What was it? East Coastal or something like that. Coastal Carolina, which he ended up losing that game. Zach Wilson, guys, great quarterback, phenomenal arm. I could see him going he can have a very good year in the NFL. But over Justin Fields, though, I don't know, guys. I think Justin Fields is just better than him, though. I mean, Dylan, what do you have to say about that? I mean,
yeah. So obviously, if you watch Zach Wilson, his arm's insane. The arm talent is there. Kind of like Josh Allen, right? He's coming out of college, except the only difference is he's maybe a little more accurate, smaller, less mobile. But the thing I think people need to remember about Zach Wilson is he's a really raw quarterback. My comparison for him is Mahomes, but not Mahomes now. Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech. Because everyone knew the arm talent was there. It's just if he lands with the right coach, he could be a phenomenal quarterback. Right. If Robert Saleh pans out to be a great coach, like some people think he's going to be in the Jets, then Zach Wilson's going to be great. But if he lands with one of those horrible offensive coordinators, luckily people like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, who have these crazy rocket arms, landed with good offenses. Issue is he's going number 2 overall, right? Out of the issue is Josh Allen and Mahomes were so good that now people want to get one of those raw rocket arm quarterbacks. Now it's what people are looking for in the draft for a quarterback. And so now you're going to get taken at 2 with an unproven head coach, and I don't even know who their offensive coordinator is.
That's a good question, actually. I actually have no idea.
So I think if whoever the offensive coordinator pans out, obviously if he gets in a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes situation where the offensive coordinator can take advantage of that, but even then, I mean, this year's going to be rough for him because he's already a raw talent. Look at Allen. I mean, even Allen his first year had John Brown and Cole Beasley. Mahomes had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Your best weapon's Corey Davis.
By the way, the OC for the Jets is Mike LaFleur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe he'll be okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, he's I think he was hired in January. I don't know much about Mike LaFleur, but hopefully he can pan out to help out Zach Wilson. And I think now we're gonna head on to number 2, where we both agree on, is Justin Fields. Justin Fields to me, guys, reminds me of a poor man's Russell Wilson. That's exactly what I think about Justin Fields as, and that's to me personally. Justin Fields doesn't really look for his checkdowns a lot. That's his one big struggle. He more tends to look downfield a lot more than looking at the checkdowns, and which I believe that's a very big eye-opening thing in the NFL. But let's not disregard that Justin Fields is a great player. I do think he should go over what's his name? Zach Wilson. I think he should go over Zach Wilson. I mean, in his last year at Ohio State, he had 2,100 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But the year before, he had 41 touchdowns. I think he's a good quarterback. I believe where he lacks a lot is just trying making smarter decisions. And yes, he had 6 interceptions last year, not bad at all. 6 interceptions is not bad at all. And in 8 games, had 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, not bad at all. But I do believe where it really lacks is his decision making when it comes down to that crunch time. Where do I got to throw this check down pass, or do I look deep? Do I throw a check down or I throw it deep? So that's kind of what I think, that's his only main issue he has. He doesn't look for the first read. He more tends to look into the second and third when you only have about a good, 3 seconds in that pocket. So, yeah. So, Dylan, what do you think about Justin Fields?
Well, kind of what you're saying, just slightly different. So
Mhm,
obviously he has great. I mean, he ran a 4.4.
mhm,
He has a good arm.
mhm,
Honestly, not as good of an arm as Wilson, just arm talent wise, but not
mhm,
a Mac Jones or Trey Lance arm.
mhm,
Just to bash on Mac Jones some more.
mhm,
Um, the issue I everyone has with Trey Lance, or not Trey Lance, Justin Fields, is that he has issues reading his progressions and going through his progressions on the field. He'll get tunnel vision and just look at one guy the whole time on a route. He'll just look to his ex receiver and just sit there and watch him and watch him, watch him. And then even if he's in triple coverage, we'll just throw it to him when the running back may have been open on the flat. The
mhm,
issue is that he gets tunnel vision and doesn't go through his progressions at times. But with a good offensive coordinator that's easily coached out and you have a phenomenal quarterback. If
mhm,
you can just coach progression, just how he goes through progressions, you have a quarterback with a good arm, good accuracy, great athleticism, not
mhm,
scared of contact.
mhm.
If you have a phenomenal quarterback, if he stays healthy and gets a good offensive coordinator, I think he could honestly be the best quarterback in this draft.
Wow. That's a very big, very big statement right there. Now where did we have him going in our mock draft video? We had him going number 4 to the Falcons.
Yeah, I think you should go 3 to the Niners,
Mm,
49ers.
yeah, but they're
Um,
very sold on Mac Jones,
I
so
that may be a bluff. I don't know if they really are.
who knows? But now at number 1, we all know who it is. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, guys, is probably one of the best draft prospects to come out since Andrew Luck.
The
Now,
best, yeah.
the best. Do I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna struggle in his first couple of years? Yes, and I will say why. Because looking at a situation, he's going to be going to Jacksonville. They have guys like named some receivers: DJ Chark, D.D. Westbrook, Marvin Jones. They have a good set of people there. They have a great promising 100%, but I believe just where it comes down to, he's going to a team that only won one game last year, guys. One game. If that team couldn't win 3, 4 games, it's gonna take it. Trevor Lawrence will not turn them around fully. I will say that. Not there. He's gonna point them to the right direction, but will not go and just immediately win games at all. So, Dylan, what are your thoughts about this?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna go into Trevor Lawrence. Everyone knows Trevor Lawrence. Everyone knows Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's gonna flip around the team in a year. But I think they will be like a 6-win team. I mean, they really did change a lot. You get some wide receiver depth. You get a franchise quarterback. Hopefully, if
Mm-hmm.
this Trevor Lawrence is a bust, he's gonna be the biggest bust in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you get that. Obviously, your O line needs a lot of help. Your defense is young, could be very good. They have a 20 something overall pick, I think they have again.
Yeah, I do
And then
believe
you
that
got Urban Myers, your head coach.
they.
Don't
Mhm.
forget that they hired a new head coach.
Oh yeah, Urban Meyer out of he left Ohio State and now is a part of the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I mean it's a good pickup for him, but
I
I
think they'll
think
be
they,
like a 6-win team.
yeah, 6-win team, and plus they have good additions too. With James Robinson becoming a really good running back for them, DJ Chark, who's 6'4" and can easily just jump over someone to grab a football in midair. I still think he needs time to develop. D.D. Westbrook also needs some time to more develop,
But I
but
mean, who have they been developing with? Gardner
Gardner
Minshew.
Minshew, Mike Glennon, Nick Foles,
Yeah, exactly.
guys who've
You give them a competent quarterback.
yeah, give them some good guys and Jackson
Like
will be
Trevor Lawrence is already better than Gardner Minshew.
oh, no doubt. No doubt. You're probably right. Well, that's going to conclude today's episode on NFL quarterback mock draft. So in the next episode that will be coming out, we're going to be covering the running back portions we're going to tell you who our top 5 running backs are. Yes, our running backs this year are not very good, but not as popular as we usually see a running back in this draft go. So we will be talking in the next episode about running backs, and I hope you guys do enjoy, and thank you guys for watching.